Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay? I'm just going to put on a slideshow of my work for a few minutes because um, I got to take Buddy outside when it gets totally dark here. Gotta wait for it to get totally dark, and then I'll put myself on. Hi, Derek. Hi, Aqua Balls. Chappie, hi. Go to bed. Hi, Phil. Hi, Bob. Hi, Turbofish. Hi, Janice. Hi, Anthony. I gotta wait. I got everything ready, but I gotta wait for it to get totally dark before I can take Buddy outside because with the new owners of the trailer court, I'm not supposed to have a German Shepherd. So I wait till it's dark to take him outside. Hi, Rabbit. Hi, Igor. Dragon Lair, hi. And Phil and Frank were the first ones in tonight. So hello. Hi, Deuce. And Big D, I saw you come in and say that you were going to take a nap. I hope you got your nap. Yes, the new owners suck. Totally. There's been 2 or 3 times because I always used to. Hi, Moonstone. I always just like let Buddy go outside because he behaves so well. You know, he comes when I call him. And there was 3 different times I had him outside, and the stinking manager drove by and saw him, didn't see me, and then like circled back again. I don't know what he thought he was going to do, but I called Buddy real quick and got him in the house. And then I sat at the window and watched him. I saw D Pitts, watched the manager like circle around the block and shine his lights in everybody's yard looking for Buddy, and it's like, God damn it. So now I put him on a leash so that when I see, and wait till it's totally dark before I take him outside. And I have him on a leash so that if I see headlights coming, I duck into the porch real quick until they go by. And it's so silly because Buddy wouldn't hurt a damn fly. Hi, Mikey. And he's so old he can barely get up and down the steps, you know. And it's like, good God. But you do what you gotta do. Hi, Chubby Guppy. Hi, GRB. So it's almost dark now. As soon as it's totally dark, I'm going to put you guys on hold for a minute while I take him outside. Hi, Lefty. Hi, Deuce. They catch birds and squirrels? Your German Shepherds do, really? Buddy will chase a rabbit, but if I yell no at him, he'll stop and come back. But he definitely does like the rabbits. Oh no, you lost your female red devil. Dang it, rabbit. Hi, Hat Trick. You see no plecos? No. That steer was a really big drawing. Like, oh gosh, I don't remember. It was something like, it was over 3 feet tall, but I don't remember how big exactly anymore. That was an old one. Yeah, Buddy likes to chase the rabbits, but like I said, the good thing is if I yell no at him, he'll stop in his tracks and come back. Oh, hang on just a second. Hi, Joe Coffee. I have to answer an email from my kiddo. Somehow. Okay. Got to do that gardening. So, because I always used to have a huge garden. I haven't had one for a couple of years, but I always used to have a really big one. Some night camo, yeah, that'd be a good idea, huh? Hi, Zen. Hi, Chicklets. Joe, coffee. I have Fireball in my coffee tonight. Bans on dogs are stupid, and they always have, like, the big companies always have a list of dogs of 7 different breeds that you can't have, and it includes German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Pit Bulls, Chows, I think, Dobermans, and I can't remember the other one, but they're. I had that trouble when I was looking for a place to rent when I first moved here, and that's why I ended up here and ended up buying this trailer, was because they didn't have that rule. The rule was the manager and owner of the trailer court had to meet him and approve him, and the manager of the trailer court met him and fell in love with him, so everything was hunky dory. And nobody's ever complained about him because I don't have him outside running loose, and he doesn't bark at anybody. He doesn't bark at anything. The only time he barks is when he wants a COOKIE, and it's just silly. They aren't grandfathering anything in. They're like, it's a big company in Texas, and they're idiots. Yeah, I think it's because of the insurance. The insurance companies have a list of dogs that they don't want runners to have. And German Shepherds really shouldn't be on it because 99% of the German Shepherds I've seen are real friendly. But yeah, it's the insurance companies, and like some of in the bigger cities, the dog parks won't allow them in. The same 7 breeds of dogs. It's just stupid. Oh yeah, 99% of all dogs are great dogs. I love my puppy. Love my buddy, but he's getting old. I'm thinking when he does go, which isn't going to be that much longer, um, when I'm ready for another dog, I might talk to Mooney. I might just talk to Mooney. We shall see. Oh man, you're a lot nicer than I am, Deuce. I don't think it's 92%. I think it's like 75%. Hey Dan, how are you? I know Mooney. So, the people that bought my art last week, thank you again. I have not mailed any of it yet because I'm waiting to get my truck back before I go to the post office to mail everything. My truck is at the mechanics right now. I got it towed in Friday. Um, Most of you probably know this already, but what ended up being the main problem with it is the pitman arm, and he was afraid that the gearbox might need to be replaced too. But I called him this afternoon, and he says he got the new pitman arm on, and it went on really tight, so he thinks the gearbox is going to be okay. But he was going to take it for a drive before he went home tonight to kind of test it out, make sure it's okay. Um, there's I've been having a little bit of trouble with it overheating, so he's going to check that out. And he's going to check out the passenger side wheel in front for me too, because I know there was something wrong with it. Last time I got tires, they told me something needed to be done on it, but I can't remember what it was. So he was going to look at that in the morning too. And then I'm going to call him tomorrow, and it's probably going to be ready tomorrow. And then I will totally get all that good stuff in the mail. So that's what's going on with my truck, and that's what's going on with the people that bought stuff from me. It will all be coming, and I'm going to be sending Phil some plants too. Once I have my truck back, I hope tomorrow. Yay, I'm so excited. The first thing I'm going to do when I get my truck back, and I don't know, some of you guys are going to understand this totally. My truck has not been running right for, it's been like squeaking and stuff, and I knew something was wrong with it for well over a year. So I have just stuck to the surface streets in town, not taken it on the freeway, and not gone anywhere with it. And one of the first things I'm going to do when I get my truck back is I'm going to go for a ride out in the country, exploring back roads, and just go for a ride, looking for wildlife. There's a lake somewhere outside of town. I'm going to see if I can find it, and maybe check and see if it's got some good rocks and stuff around it. But mostly I just want to get in my truck and go for a ride out of town. My soul needs it. I mean, really, my soul needs to go for a ride. Hi, Fishy Fun. I would take the pup with me because he goes everywhere with me, but he cannot get up in the truck anymore. I need to build him a ramp because he's getting hip dysplasia and he can't jump up in the truck anymore, which is sad, but it is what it is. The truck has always been his. He rides shotgun all the time. Hi, Chewy. But like I said, he can't get up in the truck, so I haven't been able to take him. But before the camping trip this fall, I need to build a ramp so that he can get up and down in the truck, because he's going to go camping with me. Jimmy's moving back to Washington? No, he's not. Not that I've heard. I don't think so. Yeah, it's been a year now since Buddy started showing the first signs, and it's progressing. Oh, that sounds nice, Igor. I need to make a trip up to Yellowstone. When I lived in Montana, I went to Yellowstone all the time. I mean, like 2 or 3 times a week, I'd go to Yellowstone, look for wildlife. But it's about a 9-hour trip now. So, did you feel good? Get a lowered down El Camino just for Buddy. I want to get when I know everything's fixed on my truck, I'm going to plan a trip to Yellowstone just to spend a couple days up there, rent a cabin, and just spend a couple days in the park, driving around, looking for wildlife, avoiding the tourists as much as I can. Hi, Tiffany. Like I say, I'll be switching the camera on. I'm not gonna make you guys look at art all night. I just got this on for now because I'm waiting for it to get dark, and then I gotta run Buddy outside real quick to go potty. You'll go with me? That would be fun, Moonstone. Just rent a cabin. I did that with one of my girlfriends. That was when my truck broke down in Yellowstone, but we had spent like 4 days with renting a cabin and just like driving all over the place, all over the Tetons and Yellowstone Park, looking for stuff. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Daniken. Break out the people repellent. Yeah. We ought to talk about that, Moonstone, because if we went halves on a cabin, I think last time I checked they were like 80. They're up to $80 now, but still that's not bad. And they have like a queen size bed and two bunk beds, and you just bring your own blankets and stuff. So it's not a bad way to go. And I usually get one right outside of the park. Um, Actually, the best one to get is in outside of Joseph, outside of the Tetons, and then you can go from the Tetons right into Yellowstone Park. When we have the camping trip, it's going to be in Billings, but it's about a 2-hour drive to get to the park from Billings, which isn't that bad, but you know. If you rent one in the outside of Joseph, then you can go up in the Tetons. And the Tetons, there's a lot of deer and stuff, but what I mostly look for when I go through the Tetons is moose, because they have a lot of moose there. And then it's only like you hit a sign that says leaving the Tetons, and like 100 feet past that, you're entering Yellowstone. Hi, Janice. But yeah, I did that with one of my friends, and we had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and then she lived in lives in West Yellowstone, and I was on the way to take her back home when my truck broke down, and I had to get it towed out of the park. Oh, thank you, Igor. Draw, 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 draw lots. Hi, Petsotics. I heard something today about they were coming out with a new Bronco, and I forget the exact day, but it was O.J. Simpson's birthday, and I thought that was kind of ironic. uh, but then I have kind of a weird sense of humor. So how's the gardening going, Candy? You getting everything over the hail and everything planted again? Hi, Scotty. How are you? Hello, BCFR. Chevy Fish. Hi. Yeah, I had my truck took a beating in hail the other day, and it totally like tore up my sign I had gotten for the side of it with my art on it. My name and stuff is all cracked and broken up from the hail, so I'm gonna have to peel it off and get another one. But yeah, the hail did a number on it. Last fall, a hailstorm hit, and it made 8 different little pock marks in the windshield with little stars. And I figured over the winter they'd start spreading and I'd have to get a new windshield, but knock on wood, they're still the same. They haven't spread yet. I think it might be because I didn't like start it up and warm it up and drive it in the cold when it was snowing and stuff. So maybe that stopped it from cracking. I'm not sure. Oh, I got another one here. Hold on. It's almost dark, but not quite. Not quite dark enough to take them out yet. But just about. Okay, let me see here. I got to go here, and here, and here, and that one, and that one. I'll start that one up. And then by the time this is over, I should be ready. I should be ready to take Buddy out. Is Bob in here tonight? Yeah, I remember I saw him. Do you want to come up for a few, Bob? Has Bob answered? I know, Bob owes us a twerk. Okay, let me send you the links. Okay, got that sent. So whenever you're ready, Bob. You guys realize that I counted the other day and I've given away more than 80 cards. I've given away more than 80 cards already. Can you believe that? Hi, Raven. Bob's putting the boxers on. He needs his boxers on so he can tweak. Yeah, I've given away more than 80 cards, Candy. Isn't that like, wow? And I got 3 I'm going to give away tonight. Hi, Full Moon. These are the little cards that I do. The little tiny 2.5 by 3.5, I think they are. I've given away a bunch of them. Well, you just got to keep entering. You'll win one too. Yeah, I emptied out another, when I did the 3 for tonight, I used up another box of the little plastic holders that I put them in. I thought, wow, another one already. So I kind of looked back to see how many I'd done, and yeah, there's over 80 of them. Hey, Daniken. Hold on, I had on clothes. Oh, God. Uh, we don't need no stinking clothes. Hi, Northern California dude. Yep, that's what I said. Thank you, Janice. I think that's the end of that one. Yes, it is. You'll just have to look at my circle for a little while now, unless you want to see the other one over again. I guess I could start the other one over again. And then I'll put my shoes on. As soon as Bob comes up, I'll put my shoes on and take Buddy outside really quick. Uh-oh. What am I doing? There it is. There we go. Oh, you guys realize that next week I'm going to be 65 years old. 65. Oh, there's Bob. Hello.
Hey, you need to restock your gas supplies back there.
I need to do what?
Restock your gas supplies in the
Oh,
green room.
oh, I'm sorry.
No liquor, no chocolate.
I've got Fireball.
That would work.
Oops, let me do that.
There's your friend. You only said two sentences over my phone, and he's over here now.
Lizzie, they're waiting to get up.
Little Yazzie. Yazzie, something's wrong with you. Yep, you're rotten.
Oh yeah, the snow owls, the snow leopards. Those were just one of the little cards. Night, Chappie. Okay, I'm gonna finish the cigarette that I'm having and run Buddy outside. So are you
I,
gonna tweak for us?
I've already tweaked all I'm allowed.
But it wasn't on camera.
Nope.
Well,
That's it.
doggone
That's in my therapy I do for my hip.
Well, where's Yazzie?
He's right here. Well, no, he went over to Yahtzee. Here's Pam. You gonna come and see Pam? Actually, I put a little bit of extra food down and he's gone back. Come on, Yahtzee. He's still working on that.
Twerk, not tweak. Okay, yep, you're right. You're right, Candy. I'm old. I forget stuff like that.
We're thinking about starting a twerking seniors club, Pam, if you're interested.
Well, are you still doing the naked stick ball?
Still doing that. This is the best time of year for that. It's nice and warm. I'm advertising for Blue Cross Blue Shield tonight.
Oh, I do the naked stick ball, but I don't have the stick, so.
It's provided.
Hi, Diva.
Diva, you're in? All right. All right, you ready? Come on, I'm not going to run you. Come on.
I think a 10-gallon would be a little bit small once he got full grown. Mooney, I think like a 20 long, or mine are in 20-gallon, regular 20 gallons. I think a 10 might be a little bit small for them
Yes.
once they're full grown, anyways.
Yes.
What do you think, Bob?
Yeah, they really need the floor plan, the floor space, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 long would be better than a 10 for sure.
Hey, Ginger.
Yeah.
Yep, we're getting together to keep Ginger. Are you gonna join when we do the camping trip? We're gonna have senior twerking and naked stickball.
Ginger, I don't think you're old enough to qualify.
She says, "Why the hell not?"
It's not mileage, it's actual chronological years to keep it fair.
Well, I definitely, as of next week, I'm gonna qualify for a senior for sure.
Sounds like a perfect reason to go camping.
Okay, I'm gonna put my shoes on and take Buddy outside.
Work around the campfire.
I can get my shoes on. When I come back, I'll show you the drawings I'm giving away tonight, and we'll give away the first one. Oh, Mario.
Pam, explain the mix-up to you about the crow.
About the what?
Shh, go on, Pam. Shh.
Are you going to be talking about me while I'm outside?
Nope.
Okay.
$54. No, that won't do. That won't do. Got to be at least 60, Ginger. I was saying, did Pam get a chance to explain to you about the mix-up about the crow? Jungle Baby Brian. Oh dear Lord, now it's Jungle Baby Brian. It's Jungle Bloodworms. It's nothing. It's Jumbo Bloodworms. I don't know how you guys. Oh, little bird. Oh, that's Yazzie. That's Yazzie. He started doing this since Pam had me come up a couple of times because he knows I'm stuck right here, and so he wants me to hold him and rub his belly. Yeah. Let's see what he's doing when if I take my hand away, he takes my hand back. Security. Yeah, Patrick's right. This is the one that's terrified, that Ed's terrified of. He tried to eat Ed, didn't he? Try to get Ed. He looks nice till anybody shows up. He hears those dogs barking next door at Pam's. Oh, so y'all worked out the bristle nose? With the puppies in there? Do you not need me to bring the bristle nose? Or you want me to? The risk. He needs them. He's got one on his back foot. I'm glad you reminded me. I'm going to have to call tomorrow. And they'll let him come in, but he's going to have to be sedated. Yeah, I told you that. He's got one on his back foot he won't even let me touch. And it's growing into his pad. I can tell it is. That's ridiculous. Taylor's Aquatics, mine may not like his mate. So it can handle more than one female, is what you're saying? Well, let me know when it gets close to time. I got rid of most of my bristle nose, but of course I've still got some. And I try to keep them separated by sex because they turn into 50 overnight. Are those better algae eaters than bristle nose? I think they are. I really do. Bristle nose tend to scavenge more, or at least mine do. They scavenge more and they like to. Oh, he would eat you alive. He would eat you alive. I know he would, but even the lady that's taken care of him for 5 years, she still has to sedate him. What they do is they hand it to me and I give him the injection real quick if he gets mad. Super reds in the snow. Yeah. The the super reds, I've got some that came from Small Fry Aquatics. Craig, they still haven't ever spawned. It's a male and two females. I don't know what else to do. I keep them conditioned. They've got a selection of caves. I don't know. Oh, hey, Rack. River Life.
Okay. I am back.
Pam, I started to explain the mix up about the crow to Ginger, and that I actually had asked for it a couple minutes before.
The mix up about the what?
The crow today, the
Oh, the
crow,
crow?
uh,
Oh, you did?
that I had actually asked. You got my email about 2 minutes before hers. Oh, there she is. So, I mean, in the spirit of good sportsmanship, I know that I should let you have it, Ginger, but I'll let you decide. She's not even listening or ignoring. Most likely ignoring.
Probably ignoring you.
Yep. Yep.
Let me see. There I am. In all my 65 years.
Pam, I guarantee you, you'll feel the same way the day you turn 65 that you feel today.
Well, yeah, it's Tuesday. uh, I'm definitely going to qualify for senior citizenship now.
Oh, did you see Ginger said if I was first that I could have it?
I didn't see one from you, though.
Do what?
I didn't see an email from you. I must have totally missed it.
Oh, I can resend it.
uh, okay, I'm going to show you guys the cards that I'm going to give away tonight. We have a bunny rabbit. Oh, you can almost see it. Very good. Okay. There's the bunny rabbit. That's going to be a giveaway. And we have a female common merganser colored pencil. And the other giveaway is a horse, which I don't really like because white horse didn't work out really well on the white paper. I should have done it on darker paper. And this one I had to put a little piece of paper behind it because this handmade paper, it had a little tiny pinhole in it. So, and I got the horse all done, and then I saw the pinhole, so I thought, well, I'll just put a piece of paper behind it. So, should we give away the horse?
Yes, Fishy Fun said yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. For anybody new, the rules of the giveaway are
Right.
I write down a number, and then I give you guys a range, and everybody get one guess only. Or, I know I should have done a romp, huh? You get one guess and one guess only, and the person that comes closest to it without going over is the winner. And if somebody, if two people tie, then we have another one just between those two people. And I can send it anywhere, so it doesn't matter where in the world you are. I will send it to you. And I think that's all the rules. So I'm going to type start. Let me write down a number. Do, do, do.
Yes, Deuce.
So the number for the horse is going to be between 50 and 100. So I'm going to type start. Hi, Jesse, you're just in time.
Hey, Jesse.
For Capitan, yours in again after the start. Everybody always thinks I'm going to say 69. I don't know why. Why do people think that?
Seen a couple 65s.
At some point, Pam, you will. We got our eyes on you.
Ness and Colette, it's 50 to 100.
It's 50 to 100, yeah. So Miles still hasn't sent me. He's got one coming, but he still hasn't sent me his address. So you need to send me your address, Miles.
Yeah, Miles, you got to change yours too. Hey, Tom. Tap it, Tom.
Hi, Ness. You still have time to throw out a number. It's between 50 and 100. The person that comes closest wins one of my little cards. You got to be the closest without going over, and the number's 50, somewhere between 50 and 100.
That's right. Miles did win with 69.
Okay, I'm about ready to type stop.
Nevia, it's 50 to 100.
It's 50 to 100, yep. Okay, is everybody done? Are you going to throw out a number, Nessa? Okay, I'm going to type stop. Okay. Oh, a hill slow motion is kind of awesome.
Yeah, that would.
Okay, you got it. The winning number is 80. And I saw Cody's son got it exactly. Do I need to go back and look for anybody else, or did anybody else get it exactly? I think that was it. I think Cody's son got it. I don't see another one. Lots of 69s and 65s. Yep. I think Cody's son got it. Congratulations, Cody's son. So send me your mailing address, and it will go out when I get the ones that sold last week out. I'll put that in with them. The ones for tonight will go out too. So my email address is Candy just got it. So email me your mailing address. And Miles, email me your mailing address so that I can get yours out too. And so that was the horse. This one right here. That's one that we just gave away. And we still have two more that we're going to do later on tonight. We've got a female Maganzer, and we've got a bunny that we'll be doing in like an hour or so. Hi, Lauren. Oh, you got two more chances, Lauren. If you had a if there would have been a tie, we would have just done another one with the tie, breaks the tie. So,
I already have a bunny from you.
yep, that's a common Maganzer rack, a common female. I ran across her when I was in Yellowstone Park one day at a lake, and she had 6 chicks with her. But I just did her in the drawing. I will have to see who gets the bunnies. All the bunnies that I've done before in the little carts um, have been won by Derek, and then Bob bought one of them.
Oh, did I buy that one yet?
Yeah, I think, or did you win that one? I don't. You won one, but I don't remember which one it was.
I don't remember.
It might be one of them that's coming. That might be sitting in my mailbox right now. I don't remember. I've sent out so many cards that, like I said, I've sent out over 80 cards already. So,
Good night, Deuce.
night. So, what do you got going on, Bob?
Nothing much. Nothing. Just the same old, same old. Hoping to go down to Atlanta in a week or so and meet up with Dragon Lair and who else is going to come over Dragon Lair? It's supposed to be Ed, Chattanooga Ed, and James, myself, drive down and meet up with Dragon Lair, and I think Brad.
Is that a long trip for you, or you're close to Georgia, aren't you?
Yeah, oh yeah, I could drive to Georgia in 20 minutes or North Carolina in 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm right down in the corner of the state. But it's about 2 hours to Atlanta, but it's actually north of Atlanta. Uh, we've been to some of these stores before, Ed and I have, so we kind of know where we're going.
Oh, nice.
But we want to try to hit a couple that we didn't get before because we stayed so long. I think we went to 4 before, so yeah, it'll be fun.
I don't think I have 4 stores within a day's drive of me.
Yeah, Brad and Thomas. Oh, there are a bunch of them down there, and this is just in the northern sector, kind of Marietta's, where it really is outside of Atlanta.
Yeah, I would have to go to a fish store. Well, the closest, like, there's a Petco in Cheyenne, which is about an hour's drive. And other than that, I'd have to go down into Colorado. And I think there's 1 or 2 maybe in Fort Worth. I think there's a couple there. Then there's a couple in Denver. Someday I'll have to drive out and surprise Priscilla and drive over to her store.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But that would be like probably about 3 hours.
It's not bad though.
No, because the bad thing is that I'd have to drive through Denver to get to it, and Denver sucks. The freeways in Denver suck.
Yeah.
And 25 going through Denver really sucks.
I'm still anticipating getting Nathan's snake, but I'm just waiting to see how it's going to get here. It's about 6 hours, there.
Oh, is it that far? Ooh.
I think James is planning to get. He said he was anyway. A few days ago in a live stream, he told Amy that he would take. She wants the angelfish and that tank to go together, and I think James wants to get those. But Ed has company from out of town right now, so um, I don't think they're going anywhere right now. But I'm going to see if Ed will bring the snake back. Well, I'm sure he will if he goes for the tank.
Yeah, yeah,
So we can get all of that out of her way. I hadn't told anybody this, and I've just thought about whether I should or not. It was no big deal, but it just kind of brought brought things back again. But I had a dream last night that I got the snake, and there was a lot of detail in it, but I won't go into that. But Nathan was actually here, and he was showing me how to set it up and take care of it and all that. And I was doing like some water changes and stuff, and um, taking dead plants out, and I was throwing things in the toilet, and I was about to flush it. And he said, "Wait a minute!" And he reached down. It was clean water because I'd been flushing it as I cleaned, took water out and stuff. And there was a little tetra I'd put in there by mistake that was alive, and he scooped it out and took it out. I thought, how weird! It must be a lot of symbolism in it.
I don't know.
I don't know, but it was kind of cool though too. Be interesting to see if the snakes things look like what they did in the dream and all that. So
Yeah. Well, they say sometimes when they people come to you in your dreams, they're visiting you.
yeah,
So maybe he really was like going to show you how to take care of the snake.
tetra in the toilet. That's right, Diva. It was so vivid. I saw the little fish, but I thought it was a dead one, and that's why how I'd gotten it out of the tank. But it wasn't. It's weird. Oh yeah, his snake was very calm. I've seen him in a couple of his live streams, but I've looked back and I can't find it now. It would curl around his arm and just lay there with him.
Yeah, I remember seeing it too.
Yeah,
And I remember the one night that it got loose and he had to move the 55-gallon tank to get it.
I missed that.
Yeah, he had to like scoot the tank out from the wall because the snake was underneath the tank.
Ginger, you know I was just kidding you about that crow, don't you? I think she does.
We've got teddy bear ears tonight. Yes, I decided to do something different.
I don't have any ears.
Because we have to keep you guys on your toes.
I think it is Ginger.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never used it. I do dirted tanks, and they definitely like have an ammonia spike at first, but it's good for cycling the tank. You don't have to worry about an ammonia source to get it cycled.
My last two tanks that I dirted and capped have not done well as far as plants. So
Really?
I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, I was showing, yeah, on the live stream earlier today, I was showing that 33 long, and I'm going to have to take a bunch of plants out. I don't know what
Huh.
happened. I don't know. And I had a nitrate spike in there too a couple of days ago. Got it under control. Yeah, usually my plants grow like crazy. To deal with the substrate.
Soggy Pits traded 50 guppies out of his pond for a 5-gallon bucket of calla lilies. Nice. And calla lilies. Another bucket of water lilies and a trash bag of hyacinth and another of irises. Wow, you got a lot. Well done, yes.
That the plant. Somebody said it was an arrowhead or some kind of plant that I got from the local fish store a couple of years ago. Somebody's pond had been broken down, or they did it and brought plants there, and they were just throwing them away or giving them away. But I threw this in my tub 2 years ago, and then when winter came, I threw it in the little pond, little plastic pond out there. But it's blooming gorgeous today. That's how I started the live stream, with a close up of that. They're really pretty flowers on it.
Oh, I missed that. Is that the one with the purple flowers?
Yeah, yeah.
I can't remember when I had a pond what I used to put in it. I had some plants that I always put out. I know the one that I always put out in the pond that I really liked a lot was like a, oh dang it, it just left my mind. I just had it. It was like a corkscrew plant. It was really cool looking. And then I had some flowering ones and some ones that like vined all over the place. But I didn't get direct sun, but I did have some lotuses in there, but I didn't have any water lilies because they like more sun.
I think these plants are doing better because I have fewer trees back there now after the last couple of tornadoes. So they're definitely getting more light. So I think they're doing better.
I would like to do a pond out here, but I mean, it's only June and the damn county's been by like 4 times already spraying for mosquitoes. Corkscrew rush. Yes, that's what it was, Chevy. That's exactly what it was. It was a corkscrew rush plant.
Never seen that.
Oh, they're really neat looking.
Good night, Diva.
I don't know how many gallons my pond, but I dug it out and like put some carpet in the bottom to keep any rocks and roots from coming up through the liner. Then I put a liner down and I had it lined with rocks and stuff. And then I made like a little seating area off to one side with a fire pit, and then I had a waterfall. And then the next year I made a second pond to drip down into the first pond. The truck is getting fixed right now, Priscilla. It had, I talked to him and he said it was a Pitman arm yesterday, and he wasn't sure if it was going to need a gearbox or not, which would have been really expensive. But I talked to him this afternoon and he said that he got the new Pitman arm on it and it tightened down really well. So he didn't think I was going to need a gearbox, but he was going to take the truck for a drive before he went home and make sure it was okay. And then he's going to look at the passenger wheel, because a couple years ago I was told by the tire place that it needed some work done on it. I never got it done. And then he's going to check and see why it's running a little bit hotter than it should be. But I'm hoping I get it back tomorrow. But he wants me to call him about noon tomorrow, so I'll call him tomorrow and see what else is up with it. But it's getting fixed, yes.
Is Buddy able to get up in the truck still?
Nope. I'm going to have to build him a ramp before the camping trip, because he's going to go on the camping trip with me. And if I go up to Yellowstone for a few days this summer, I'll have to build him a ramp because he'll need to come along with me. No, he can't jump anymore.
Sitting here in Top Chat, kept seeing things. I'm thinking, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
I'm in Top Chat too. Maybe I should change that. Did you send me I got Cody's son sent me the address, but did you send it to me on Facebook or in email, Miles? Because I didn't get an email from you. Let me double check. Nope, no email. Okay, make sure you copy and paste my email because it's hard. If you miss that extra E in my name, it won't go through. So, like, do a copy and paste on my email. My name's spelled funny.
Chevy Fish in here.
But I didn't get one. No, Miles, I didn't get an email from you yet.
Yeah. Chevy Fish, are you listening? It says you're in here.
She was in here. Yep, there she is.
Yeah. Stephen Conroe was talking about that he didn't hear from Ed yet. And I sent that message to Ed and he responded. So if I see him, I'll remind him. I'm sure he's spending time with his visitors. So
Yeah, I haven't been seeing enough. That must be why.
no.
Oh, I should get a Punchy Paints email. That's not a bad idea. But for now, you're going to use the other one. Oh, and this week I shall be doing. I've got a couple cards I got to do for people, and I have not forgotten you, Priscilla. Yep, cut and paste my email, or you won't get it there, Miles.
I did. Was that last week, Chevy Fish? Yeah, that was last week, wasn't it? Or the week before? It's the week before. Yeah. Because Sandy Dowdy gave me hers. It's really surprised me since she's in Canada. They're blue Moscow guppies. And so Dan hooked me up with Josh. Just one more fish. And Josh said there were shrimp involved too. I didn't know that. So I got to pick the shrimp. So I've got shrimp and fish coming next week.
Oh, nice.
Started to have him send you the guppies, Pam. I know you love guppies.
No. If I was going to get anything else in that family, I would get some of those the blue endlers that Lucas has. But I got overrun with endlers I had and had to get rid of a bunch of them. So probably no.
These are blue
Oh, I
Moscows.
think I got it, Miles. Let me look. Yep, I got it. And he sent a nice note too. Oh yeah, I still owe you one more card too of oh of you know what I owe you a card of. I can't think of what they're called right now. The cribs. I have not forgotten that either. It just takes me a while to get to everything. And to tell you the truth, after I did last week's auction and I worked so hard to get everything ready for that, I kind of took a couple days off of that. So it's like, oh god, I had to catch up on other stuff.
I was thinking about that, just using my mouse one day. I was doing a lot of stuff for the ARC that required the mouse, and I have arthritis, and I was thinking, I don't know how Pam draws. You must not have any arthritis in your fingers. There's no way I could do all that drawing.
Not in my fingers yet. I worry about it because I really messed up. I'm left-handed, and I really messed up my left hand one time, and like shoved like my ring finger on my left hand. The knuckle is shoved way back,
Hmm.
but I'm lucky I haven't gotten arthritis in it yet.
Can't find the swords.
Yeah, I was walking my dog on Cape Cod. He was his name was Fred, and he was half shepherd and half Rhodesian Ridgeback, and his name was Fred. I used to take him for a walk every day, and I was taking him for a walk, and it was like snow and ice, and the roads were really icy. And I had him on a leash, and I did something really stupid that I know better from having horses that you should never do, and that was I had the leash wrapped around my hand. And you should never do that. If you ever have horses, you'd know that. You'd never, ever wrap the leash around your hand. On a horse, you never wrap the lead around your hand. But anyway, so I was walking him, and I got close to the house, about a block away from the house, coming back. And the neighbors across the street from us had a Labradoodle that was this huge puppy, and it was so friendly, and it had like, I mean, that thing was huge and hairy, and it had these paws that were like enormous. It was a pretty cool dog, but he ran loose all the time, and he saw me coming, and he came running over to say hi, and he ran in between me and Fred, and he hit that leash full blast. And I had the leash wrapped around my hand.
Yeah.
And instantly, before I even had time to think, I was down on the ground and slammed my head into the pavement. And the leash around my hand really messed my hand up. And I just let Fred go back to the house, and got myself up and walked back to the house. And by the time I got to the house, I had this huge apple on my forehead with blood in my hair and everything.
Hmm.
And the next morning, my hand was swelled up and totally black, both sides of it. And it was swelled up so much that I couldn't get my fingers together. And when the swelling went down, I saw that my one of my knuckles was shoved way, way back.
Hmm.
So, yep, that's what happened to my hand. And it's my left hand. But luckily, like I said, I haven't gotten arthritis in it. But um, that's why you never wrap a leash around your hand.
Yeah, we have a lot of the student volunteers. They also volunteer at one of the horse places, therapeutic horse places here in town. And we always have to tell them, though, um, we're right on a busy road, and so we're real careful not to let the dogs pull the leash out of our hands. But the horse people that are used to it always want to have the leash just on two fingers, and you can always tell, who the horse people are, because we have to tell them, you have to put your fingers through the and hold on to it, because we have squirrels and rabbits, all around, and they'll chase them and get away. And some of the dogs won't come back. We've had that happen, and we did get them all back. But so yeah, I know what you mean about not wrapping it around.
Yep, yep. That's something you learn when you have horses.
What are y'all talking about? Frogs are stealing plants? I didn't know frogs would take plants. something was still in my plants that just some extra flowers and annuals that I put in pots at the ark on the porch, and they were missing. And I thought somebody was just going by and pulling them out, because they were new, and they caught a squirrel doing it.
Oh wow.
And one of the kids chased him down, and he dropped it and got the plant back. I didn't know frogs would take them. Do they eat them? Oh, munchies. Ah,
I found out when I had a pond that garter snakes will get into a pond and catch fish. Did you know that?
I know some do because I've seen Petco, I think it was years ago, used to put little feeder fish in their snakes'
Oh,
water bowls.
thank
So
you, Baby. Baby gave me a super cat of $25. Thank you. Thank you.
nice, Big D.
Dragon lair is missing fish. Yeah, make sure that there's no snakes that can get into your pond because they will catch the fish.
So I wonder if that would be an alternative for Nathan's snake. I don't think so. I think I could do a frozen mouse better than I could a live fish.
Yeah, if um rats are better than mice. If you can get a little frozen pinky rats, for some reason they're. I'm not even sure why. I just remember my daughter telling me that the rats were better for them than mice were.
Oh,
Oh
wow,
no,
Eva.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I gave myself a concussion when I did that. I mean, I hit my head hard, just like really. I heard it like crack when it hit the pavement, and I had, like, say, a big apple on my forehead. Both my eyes swelled shut and turned black the next morning. My hand was all swelled up and black. But after everything healed up, about 2 weeks later, I went for a walk on the beach, and I was just walking along, and all of a sudden, I just passed out. And I think it's because I think I gave myself a bit of a concussion when I hit my head.
Yeah, I was trying to remember, Patrick, how big the snake is. That's why I want to find it in one of his videos. It wasn't that big, I don't think.
No, he had it like wrapped around his hand, so it wasn't super big.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't get extremely big, but I don't
So
think I don't think it's
uh,
a full grown one. I don't think it's an adult one anyway.
I've been doing more research on them, and I've actually subscribed to a lot more of the snake keepers, and mentioned I'm getting it and getting all kinds of recommendations and advice. But one guy has a 5 foot one, a ball python. It's a female.
That's big for a ball python.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's a real big one, and it's something that's sought after. Its pattern. I know nothing about the patterns or anything, so but I'm learning. Oh, it is similar to yours, Anthony. Well, yours is not that big, from what I remember. That's one reason I wanted to see yours, but it didn't come out. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember when my daughter got hers, I was worried that she wasn't going to be able to feed it rats because it wasn't weaned over to frozen. It was taking live ones, live baby rats. And my daughter had for years, she had pet rats. So we went to get the first rat after she got her snake. And what did she name it? Jeffrey. She named it Jeffrey. And then the next one was Jeffrey 2, and one after that was Jeffrey 3. But yeah,
Hey, Aquaballs said it's not true. What's not true? Oh, cool. Thanks. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did go to sleep. You're right. Yeah.
yeah, I don't really know much about snakes.
No.
Tucker always had lizards when he was young, so we had a lot of different kinds of lizards. My favorite was this big old iguana. It was a Peruvian iguana, so it was kind of like had a lot of blue and green in it. It was really pretty. And I'd put it on my shoulders, and it would like put its head here, and its tail would start on my other shoulder and drape down. It was pretty good sized.
I watched a lady, a young lady. I really liked her channel, and she talked about some theology stuff too. And I really liked what she was. Oh, I enjoyed listening to the way she presented it. She was talking about why she named the snake what she did, and the origin of the name, and then she shortened it, and all of that. And it was just really interesting. But so then it was worse than one of my rambles, but it was fun to listen to. And so she finally unboxed, and it was a little Western hognose snake, and she put it in her pocket, and she said that was a good thing to do when you get them out because they, might not be very warm, and they get warmth, and they know you're not going to hurt them, and you're protective of them, and it made a lot of sense. So,
Nice. Hi, Catfish Terry.
hey, Terry. Yeah, we were talking about ball pythons, aqua balls.
If I get anything, though, I'm going to get maybe a dart frog or maybe one of the other kinds of frogs. Some of the frogs are really, really cute.
Yeah, they are.
I saw one today, a picture of one. I forget what kind it was, but it was just super fat. Really, like super fat with big eyes. It was really cute. It's like, oh, I want one of those. No
No,
tarantulas. I don't want
no,
any tarantulas, so
no
I don't like
spider.
spiders. No spiders and no scorpions for me.
Ah, it must be a deep pocket. Wow.
One of my kids wanted to get a scorpion one time, and I was like, no, no. Just because I've had enough lizards and stuff get loose that the very thought of there being a scorpion running around the house somewhere, just no. Same thing with a spider, no. I would never be able to sleep again.
No, no way. Nelson is a good boy. He's getting big, but he never tries to get out, and it's pretty cool. He's just like having a calm dog or cat or something. He takes food right out of my hand. I wish the snake would eat dog food.
Only thing scorpions are good for is hunting. I use a black light and a rubber mallet. Oh, in Oregon, in eastern Oregon, there's scorpions there, but they're little, about an inch long and white. And when I was a kid, we'd be out arrowhead hunting. I used to like turn over the dry cow pies, and there was almost always a scorpion underneath.
Mm.
And then I would take them. This is really mean of me. You know, look, we had those in the desert in Oregon. There's like those big ant hills out of gravel that are full of those ants. They're red ants, and they're about half head in pictures. And I used to kick up an ant pile and throw the scorpion in there.
Uh,
That was kind of a mean kid thing to do.
yeah. I thought you were going to describe a cow killer. Have you heard seen those? It's an ant that's really, they're like solitary, and they call them cow killers. Because if they sting a cow, it really hurts them.
Oh,
They even look wicked.
have you ever seen a Jerusalem cricket?
Not me.
They're, remember those, the younger people in here won't remember, but Bob might remember. Remember those toys that we used to have, those cootie bug toys? Remember the cootie bugs? They were
No.
plastic toys with the legs, and then they had like antennas with balls on them.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Remember those? Hi,
Yeah.
Todd. Well, a Jerusalem cricket looks like a cootie bug,
Oh, God.
only it's got great big pincers in the front. But it's got the antennas with the balls on them and really thick legs. And they're about an inch and a half or so long. And then they have these huge pincers in the front. And they spend most of their lives underground. Well, one time when I was a sophomore in high school, I turned over a log and I found one of those. And I had never seen one before. So I thought it was pretty cool. And I was in biology, so I thought, I can take this thing back to my biology class and get extra credit for bringing it in, right? Because it was really, it looked like something from outer space. It was really weird looking. Like I say, it looked like a cootie bug, except with great big pincers. So I looked around for something to put it in, and I found one of the old glass Coke bottles. Remember the old green Coke bottles out of glass? So I found this glass Coke bottle, and I kind of maneuvered it around and got it scooted down the neck of the Coke bottle. And then I stuffed a paper towel in the top of the Coke bottle so it couldn't get out, right? So we had a friend with us. This gal named Kathy, she'd gone camping and hunting arrowheads with us that weekend. She was one of my mom and dad's friends. So going home, my brother and I were in the back seat, and in the front seat there was my dad driving, and my mom sitting in the middle, and then Kathy was sitting on the passenger side. And for some reason I checked on the Coke bottle, and like it was dark, so we're driving down the road, and I waited for a car to be coming towards us with its headlights on, and I held up the Coke bottle to check on the bug, and it was gone.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I was like sitting in the back seat going, "Oh shit,"
Oh, God.
And we hadn't gone maybe 5 minutes, and all of a sudden Kathy let out this blood-curdling scream, and she's screaming and beating in front of herself. My dad pulled over, and she jumps out of the car, and she's like, beating herself up, brushing herself off, and started screaming. And she didn't even have to say what it was. My dad just turned around and looked at me. And I was like sinking in my seat, going, oh my God, I'm going to die. So Kathy was hysterical, and my mom was laughing her ass off. And my dad got out the flashlight. He looked all over in the front seat. And he told her, well, you must have brushed it off when you jumped out of the car. It's fine. So we all got back in the car, and we got down the road a little ways further. And all of a sudden, Kathy lets out this blood-curdling scream again.
God. Mm.
Oh.
Ew.
I probably wouldn't have survived, except it struck my mom funny, and she was laughing so hard that my dad couldn't kill me. Hi, Ed.
Hey, Ed.
So my Jerusalem cricket did not make it to biology class. Well, you guys want to do another giveaway? Are you guys ready to do the female merganser? And it's a colored pencil one. And it's a common merganser, female common merganser. I don't know if I'm showing it good or not, but that's it anyway. So we'll do the merganser now. I'm going to write down a number. And the rules are, if you've never done it before, is I write down a number and give you a range to guess between. You get one guess, and one guess only. And if there's a tie, we do a tiebreaker between the people who tied. And it can go to anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where you are. I will send it to you.
Even Tennessee?
Even Tennessee, huh? Even Tennessee. So this time I'm going to write down a number between 1 and 50. Okay, so I got a number written down. I'm going to type start, and then everybody get one guess. Like I said, the numbers between 1 and 50. And go. Is everybody done?
Zen's getting in the spirit. That's interesting, Scott.
Yeah, I don't know. He replaced it though. Da, 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 da. Are we done? I'm going to type stop. And I'm going to count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last count. And here we go. Okay, now. Yeah, my birthday is next week. I'm going to be 65. And the number, we're going to have a tiebreaker because the number is 32.
Oh, wow.
And I think there was at least 3 of them. I know Zen was one of them. So it's Zen, Ginger, Jessica Taylor, Soggy, Soggy Pits,
Soggy,
Jessica Taylor's, and Ginger,
Colette.
Colette. Yeah, so that's four. Yep, so that's it. There's four of you. We need to do a tiebreaker. So the four of you that I named off are going to have to do another number. So let me write down another number. And just the four that I named off that got it are in this one. So this is going to be a number between 1 and 20. And you four that I named off, you got to pick out another number between 1 and 20. And it's going to be the closest one to it, whether it goes over it or not, whoever's closest. And then we need Soggy Pits, needs this raw number 13. Okay, so the number I wrote down is 9. So Colette won. So Colette, you need to send me an email with your mailing address. So congratulations, Colette. So that was female merganser, common merganser. And so the one that we'll do in a little while, we'll do the bunny rabbit. And that's going to be the last one for tonight. It's the bunny. So make sure you send me an email like tonight, because when I get my truck back tomorrow, I'll be getting everything ready to go in the mail the next day. Hopefully I'll get my truck back tomorrow. But everything's going to be going out here within the next couple of days, so be sure to send me an email.
So you don't have that steer picture anymore?
Oh no, that I sold that a long time ago. It was big. It was really big. So make sure you cut and paste on the email so that you get it right. And like I say, send me your mailing address. And then the last one's going to be the bunny, which we'll do in a while here. Probably in like a half an hour or so. Hey, Chef Aquatics, how are you?
Hey, from Australia. We have so many people now from Australia in the fish fam.
Hi, Benny's. We do have a lot of people from Australia.
Benny's is New Zealand, I believe.
Kiwis, of course, from New Zealand too. GRB is from Australia, I believe.
Dr. Black doesn't play with us as much as he used to. He mentioned that last night in his stream, that he didn't go out a lot to streams.
Yeah, I've been noticing that too. I don't sing very often.
Tell Bob, I see it. Tell Bob I swapped the 2 small brown plecos for another guppy pair. That sounds like a nice swap. Were they females?
Yes, that she doesn't know why she stays up late, because she likes to eat snacks. I always eat late. I don't know why I'm fat. shouldn't be eating this late at night, but I usually like eat my dinner about 11 or 12 or so.
I've only been eating 2 meals, and usually the first one's between 3 and 5. I have coffee in the morning, but I
That's
just
what I do. I have coffee and then I usually get busy and forget about eating until like 11 o'clock or so. Then my stomach will start growling and I'll go, oh yeah, it's time for dinner. Well, yes, if you haven't subbed to me yet, please do. Hi, Ro. How are you?
don't see Ro.
She just came in.
Oh, there she is. She just popped up on mine. Okay. Hey, Ro. Amy wanted your last name. She had your address, Nathan's wife. And I know that you posted and you're free with people knowing it. And you've even talked about it in videos and so forth. So I told her what your name was. She was going to mail you something. How's
Oh,
your lunch, Bessie?
I'm always fat and sassiness.
You're going to have a bunch of babies soon, Rona.
Okay, Colette, I haven't gotten your address yet. Don't forget to send me your mailing address.
I've already forgot what we were going to tell Ed now. What was that? Are you still in here, Ed?
It was something about something about going down to Atlanta or going after the snake or
No. No, no.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I heard he was driving.
he said he was listening, but he couldn't. Oh, it was about getting those fish. Yeah, Candy said the fish. In Stephen Conroe's stream, he mentioned that he hadn't heard from you. So I said I would make sure you got the message. That's all it was, Ed. Yeah, Stephen. He brought it up in his stream tonight. She said the date in that stream, I have to go back and look at the messages from her, but I think the 23rd or something like that. Um, and it sounds like Cracker Barrel may be a good place for everybody to meet. We were thinking about having coffee and maybe an early lunch. She said something like 11:30.
It says he's driving home from Hickson.
Hickson. He's doing the voice dictation too because it spells it wrong when you do that. It's Hixson. He knows that, but the phone doesn't know that. Oh, a custard croissant. That sounds
Oh, the best voice typing was, you might remember, Bob, was like, oh God, it was probably a year ago. And it was Kevin with KG Cichlids. And he said something about he asked me when I was going to get front hoses, but
Oh
it
yeah,
front hoses.
front hoses.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one lasted a long time. Front
yeah, that was
hoses.
pretty funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I haven't seen Kevin as much either lately.
No, every once in a while he pops in, but okay, I got Colette's address. Oh, the other rule with the cards is you can only win one a night. I almost forgot to say that. So Cody's son and Colette can't win another one tonight, but they can win more next week, but only one per night.
Ed says, yeah, my phone is so bright I can't see the screen. You better adjust that down, Ed. So I know, Ro, that you want to see Susan. I do. Ed does. I wonder if James is planning on. I haven't asked him about that. I don't know if he was in that stream. Need to ask James. Who else is there nearby? Ginger, you want to come over and meet Susan while she's traveling to her mother's? I think it's about a week away now. What is the 23rd anyway?
See, there's Kevin. We were just talking about you, Kevin.
Yeah, he was lurking. He was lurking, I bet. It was all good stuff too, Kevin.
We were talking about your front hoses.
That's good. The 23rd, it may not be that. It's in the chat in the phone. Well, wait a minute. I might be able to see it on the desktop. Let me see. I think it was just Messenger. What are you doing? If James is in here lurking, then we can plan this meeting. Let's get together.
Because his dogs were ripping some sulfur bombs.
Shoot.
Ginger said she's not in town for the 23rd.
Let me double check the date.
Okay, Danny, thanks for stopping by.
Oh my God, I've got like 17, it looks like 16 or 17 new emails for the ARC. We've got two little dogs that are brothers and they're half Yorkie and one's half Chihuahua.
I saw them on Facebook, and if I would have looked closer, I would have gotten hold of you.
You know, I accidentally shared that from one of the adoption sites to my personal Facebook. That's what happened. I just left them up. Yeah, and they're bonded. They've been together 7 years, but people keep emailing and messaging and wanting to get one or the other. So I have to tell them again, we can't split them up.
They were definitely cuties, that's for sure.
Yeah, they are. They belong to an older lady, and she moved in with her son for whatever reason, and his wife is allergic to him.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know, right? I'd get rid of the wife.
Yeah.
Make my son get rid of the wife. I'm sure she hated to give them up. That's awful. So we weren't going to split them up. She said that we told her it might be hard to keep them together, and she said, "Well, can you make sure they at least have another pet in the home? They like other dogs and cats." So I said, "We're going to keep them together." I'm waiting on my desktop to open up uh, Facebook all this time. There it goes.
I missed Rose live stream. Now I'm sad.
Whose live stream?
Rose.
She did like 4 hours, and it was just really great. Never had any downtime or no shortage of topics. She's a natural.
I would be in trouble if I was allergic to hair or anything because I've had animals my whole life. Well, once I left home, my mom and dad didn't like to have pets of any kind. So I think the only thing I ever had when I lived at home was a guinea pig and hamsters.
Never had hamsters, and my cousin had those guinea pigs. Did I tell you about that?
Uh-uh.
I moved to stay with him. He had an apartment here in Cleveland, Tennessee, and I only lived like 45 minutes away over in Athens. But back then there was no interstate. This was in the early 70s, mid 70s, to go to college, junior college to start with here. Anyway, rather than drive that, I got a job here, and my mother, arranged. I was 17 when I left high school. I mean, finished high school. Started school a year early, actually. I don't know why they did that to me, but they did. Anyway, he had these guinea pigs, and when he would go to work, he wanted them out because that was his routine. Well, they thought it was fun to chase me around, and they were big too. So I had to plan my trips like to the bathroom, or they couldn't get up on things. So I had like to go to bed or go to the bathroom or go in the kitchen. I had to plan my trips because they would chase me around and follow me.
They're so sweet, though. I used to raise them and sell them to the um, pet stores, sell the babies to the pet stores. And the kids showed them at the county fair at 4-H. We usually had rabbits in the fair and guinea pigs, and then we had goats, pygmy goats.
I love those.
I'd raise pygmy goats every year, and there is nothing cuter. I swear to God, there is nothing cuter than a newborn pygmy goat. I mean, they weigh less than a pound, and they're so tiny, and they've got huge eyes, and they are just so freaking cute.
A lady that before we had owned our own building for the art, we used to keep the pets in our homes. And one of the ladies that was a foster care for dogs had a little one. She was about half grown when I first met her. Her name was Gretchen, and she would take her on a leash, but then she'd just let her wander because she would stay right with her. And we would go in front of Petco. This has been almost 20 years ago, and she loved to jump up on the plant containers, that they had built in
Oh
like
yeah,
3 or 4 feet tall, and if
yeah. They
someone
like to
threw
jump on everything.
someone threw chewing gum down or a cigarette butt, how people throw, she'd grab those and eat them, anything. She was a mess. She came to you better than a dog. I called her Gretchy.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I remember one time when my oldest daughter Jessica was little. She's probably about three or four. We met my younger brother at the zoo, and my younger brother had just gotten a brand new camera. That that's the reason he wanted to go to the zoo to was the like to try out his new camera, right?
Right.
So we went into the petting zoo, which was like you walk in through like a double gate, and then it's just a big area. They had there was ducks and there was pygmy goats, and I forget what all else, but they had like 3 or 4 pygmy goats.
Hey.
So my brother, he's like he wants to get pictures of Jessica petting some of the animals. There was like a bench to sit on in the middle of it. But he takes his camera out and he's taking pictures of Jessica. And one of the pygmy goats grabbed his camera case bag and took off with it.
Oh no.
And he was chasing that damn goat all over the enclosure, trying to get his camera bag back. And his face was all red and he was madder than hell. And everybody in there was just dying laughing. Because it was pretty funny.
That is funny. Have you seen the videos of them goats in pajamas?
Yes, I've seen some of those. They are cute.
Yes, they're cute. They playing, jumping on bales of hay and stuff.
I always used to get like about, I forget what month I got them because I forget their gestation period now. But I always timed it where I'd have the babies born in March, and I'd rent a male because you don't want to have a male goat. I mean, they're just like they're very nasty. They're sticky. If you touch them, they feel sticky. They're just nasty. So I'll just rent one for a month and then take it back. So
Rent a goat.
yeah, I would. I'd rent a male from this lady because I didn't want the male on my place. So I'd rent a male and I had like 6 females at the time, and they all had their own pen, and the babies all decided to come on one night, and we had a snowstorm that night. And it was early March, and we had like a snowstorm and freezing. It was really, really cold. And I stayed up all night and checked every 15 minutes for babies. And the first set of twins hit the ground and froze. They were dead when I got out there. So then I started like really checking, like I think like every 5 or so minutes I'd like bundle up and go running out and check. And as soon as babies were born, because they were wet, they'd freeze if you didn't get them. So I'd scoop them up and put them underneath my sweatshirt and run them into the house, and then warm them up in a tub of warm water and dry them off and put them in a box. And all 6 of those goats had their babies that night. And oh my God, they are so cute. I mean, they are so cute. So I had all these babies in the house, and they all had twins. I think one of them had triplets, and the other ones all had twins. But one of the goats that I had, she would never take care of her babies. I would always have to. She had horns, and I would tie her to the fence twice a day and let her babies eat because she would never accept her babies. So what I did when I went out in the morning, I had all these babies, and when it warmed up in the morning, I went out and gave them back to the females. She that bitch of a female, she had twins, and I gave her twins to the goat that had lost her babies, and she took them fine. So I mean, she just took right to them. She didn't care if they were hers or not. She had babies. So that year I didn't have to mess around with that one goat.
I remember these weren't the dwarf kind, but at my great aunt's grandmother's, their farms were right together. They had just the regular goats, and I may have already told this, but there was a female named Bill, and she was real sweet. I don't know. They used to get milk from her, and it was really good. And Bob, and I don't remember her ever having any kids, but anyway, Bob would always put his face down to his private parts, and he would urinate on his beard. And I
Yes,
guess that was supposed to attract her or something, but we
that's
called him, kids are mean, so we called him P Face instead of Bob.
that's why I said I wouldn't have a male on the place because they're sticky. And you know what they're
Uh,
sticky from?
yeah, well, he peed on his beard all the time. Gross.
Yes, that's why I rented a male instead of keeping a male. I wouldn't keep a male, and I always banded the male babies. You take like a green rubber band thing and you stretch it out and like put it over their nuts, and their nuts dry up and fall off.
Ooh.
And that's how you take care of the male goats. And I always did that because I didn't want any male goats. And then usually the reason I always timed it just right is because by the time the fair rolled around in the fall, the babies were old enough to sell, and they were cuter than shit. So I'd take them to the fair and sell them all while
Uh,
we were at the fair. So that's what I did with them. But yeah, but I know I've told you guys this before, but some people probably haven't heard it. But my mom came to visit one time,
come on.
and the things that you castrate, the rubber bands that you castrated the goats with, they were kind of a light green color and about the size of a Cheerio. And then you had a little tool that like stretched them out where you could like fit them over the nuts, and then release it, and it would like squeeze them off. So anyway, they were about the size of a Cheerio. And my mom came to visit one time, and she'd gotten up and gone for a walk before I got up. And I got up and was having my coffee, and she got back, and she sat down at the kitchen table with me while I was having my coffee. And she looked at me and she says, "I was getting a cup of coffee this morning, and I reached in your cupboard for a coffee cup, and one of your coffee cups was full of moldy Cheerios, and I threw them away." And I was sitting there, I didn't even think. I was sitting there like, moldy Cheerios? We don't even buy Cheerios. What the hell? And then it dawned on me, it was my little castrator bands. She had thrown away all my castrator bands because she thought it was a cup of moldy Cheerios.
Oh, she didn't try them, did she?
No, she threw them away.
Ugh.
Because what I did, they come in a plastic baggy thing, and after I opened them up and used a couple, I just like put them in a coffee cup and put them in the back of the cupboard so that I would have them for the next year. And yeah, she threw them away because she thought they were moldy Cheerios.
I'm hoping Dan Slee and Kevin Green are not up hearing this stuff because all this castration stuff. You're never going to live this down. Yes, I saw it, Ro, I think. Yeah, I saw it. That sounds fun. I need to stay out of ponds and plants because I want that other blue tongue skink they have there, but I don't want to give $250.
Ooh, $250, yikes.
Nope. Yep, I plan to be there. Oh, I was going to tell y'all what. This is what Susan said. I'm just copy and paste it so I don't have to say it. So, Ro, there's what Susan said. Well, Ed can't read it, though, can he?
No.
Ed, Susan says, what's your schedule on Tuesday, June 23rd? I'll be traveling that way around 10:30 to 12:30, so that's why I thought 11:30. So it's Tuesday. Oh, I remember, yeah, we had a longer conversation, and I told her I was at the Ark on Tuesdays, so I've got to get somebody to swap with me because she can't change the day she travels. I'll have to sort that out tomorrow. Also, I was thinking it was Thursday, or I could get somebody to cover, and then I just go in a little bit late, and then I don't have to swap a day. But anyway, Ro, that's the you got it there, and I hope Ed heard it. If not, it's in the stream, Ed. It's Tuesday the 23rd, 10:30 to 12:30. She said she's coming up Interstate 75 and then going 64. I don't know which way she'll go on 64, if it's toward you, Ed, or toward North Carolina. I'm not sure where her mom's at. But
Rose says, "Can I meet up with you, Bob, at one stop and ride to meet Susan?"
yes, I'm trying to think where a good place to meet would be. The whatever the place was, I said we'd eat. The restaurant, the country restaurant thing, um, is about 5 miles back your way, Ro. It's toward you. Ed heard it that she worked for me. I'll try to send that in a message to you too, Ed, so
Yeah.
you've got it in writing. We're gonna meet at dang, what did I
I'm not
say?
Susan.
Cracker Barrel. Thank you, Candy. What would I do without Candy? How many times did
I
we make
know.
that?
Candy's the best.
Couldn't even remember. Yeah, we just have the one Cracker Barrel, I think, here. Hey, Mr. Zen. Wonder if James will want to go to that. If he'll want to come and meet her, because she won't be going any closer to you and James Road. She's going 64. She'll be going a different direction. So we need to find out if James wants to go. I can text him too. Candy's, oh, I thought that said servant. Candy,
Rose says, "Is that the one in Dayton?"
no, unless she's going to go 64 over to Dayton, then that would be closer for you and Ed, because you're practically there and Ed is there. And it's only like 45 minutes for me. It would save you two driving. It would be about the same for James, I guess, to go there or here. Yeah. Are we forgetting anybody? Ginger, I think. Did she say she was going to come?
Yeah, Ginger. No, Ginger said she's going to go see her mom and her sis
That's right. That's right. Gosh.
on Tuesday. So that's today.
Yeah, that's right. So it'll just be the four of us. So I need to find out from Susan which way she's going and find out if James wants to come at all. And then we'll know which one. That would make more sense, wouldn't it, Ro? It'd say just one of us drive then instead of two of us.
Okay, Big D. Yeah, when the kids first got goats to for their 4-H, we got some Nubians, a couple Nubian females, and oh my god, I was the one that ended up milking the goats all the time. Oh my god, don't ever do that. Well, the first thing that happened is they had their babies, and they were really cute, but not as cute as pygmy goats, but they were cute. Their babies were cute, and like the day after they got their babies, I called the 4-H leader because I'd never had goats before, and she had goats. And I said, and for the kids to show the goats in the fair, they were milk goats, so they had to milk them, right? They had to be milking them. So I called the 4-H leader, and I said, "Well, what do I do now? They've had their babies," and she said, "Oh, you have to immediately take the babies away from the mamas and start milking them, and you got to bottle feed the babies." Well, it had already been a day, and I'd already nursed on the mothers. And if you ever tried to wean baby goats, oh my dear God. I still remember I had like in this little lean-to shed that we had. And I still remember filling up the down bottles and chasing those damn baby goats all over the place where my face is all red and I'm all like dripping with sweat trying to get these babies to take the bottles. It's like, oh my God. I finally got him to do it. And then the damn goats, my ex husband built like a stand to put the goats up on, and then I'd tie them to the fence and then put a bucket underneath of them and start milking them. And I swear to God, the first week or two, every time I got done milking them, they would step in the damn bucket with their shitty hooves. So the
Hey,
milk was no good. Ugh, I Sharpies. So after I think a year or two, I think about 2 years, I decided that it was time to sell those goats and get pygmy goats because the kids could show the pygmy goats in the fair without them milking them. So that was how we ended up with pygmy goats.
pygmies.
Yeah. And then I still remember the kids probably would remember this too because I had tons of goat milk all the time. And I'd take some milk and put it in a mason jar and screw the lid on. And then we'd be watching TV and we'd pass it around the room from kid to kid. And you'd sit there and shake it until your arms got tired to make butter and just keep
Oh,
passing it around and everybody's shaking it. We didn't have a butter churn. So we'd put it in a mason jar and shake it until it started getting thicker and thicker and thicker and separating
huh.
so you could make butter.
Wow. Yeah, I remember the old people when I was a kid on the farm, and they would sit and say, "Come, butter, come, butter, come." And I was like, "God, if you stop saying that, this would be fun." But they'd sit there with the churn and make butter. It's
Yeah,
good.
I didn't have a churn, so I'd put it in a mason jar and just like shake it and shake it and shake it until it started
Huh.
separating. A churn would have been a lot nicer.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to several farm channels, and one of them that's a new one for me. I really like it. They have gardening and all kinds of stuff, but I just saw them milk their goat, and they have a stand. It's built inside, and it's a nice little shed, tools and stuff in there, I think. And it runs in and runs up the steps, stands there on its platform, and it eats its food.
Yeah,
And
that's what I did, and then I'd step in the bucket.
well, they have a thing they close behind it so it can't get down, and the bucket sits down right beside the platform. The way they've got it, it's just right there. Of course, there's a cat right there that's waiting to be squirted in the face.
Oh yeah, I always gave the cats some of the milk. The cats got a lot of milk when they stepped in the bucket.
If I were younger, I would love to have a farm, or even 5 years ago when I had to quit working. I wish I had thought about that then. I would love to have a little farm and a couple of more animals, like a goat and some stuff, chickens, fresh eggs.
Oh yeah, I always had chickens and eggs and yeah, and we always raised a couple pigs. And every year I would raise. We had our 8 chickens, and then I'd always raise some chickens to butcher every year. And every year I'd raise turkeys.
You know, well, my neighbors, I can't have any kind of livestock, and dogs are, we have to follow the city and county laws. They can't be tied out, and they can't be fenced. They're really strict about that. I'm glad they are here, but if you have 10 or more acres, and some of like in the videos, you might see the big driveway that goes back behind my 2 acres. If you have 10 or more acres, and a lot of people do in here, you can have farm animals. So I hear roosters and cows and stuff all the time from the big house way behind me in the woods, but I can't have them.
Yeah, we always had ducks too. I'd get duck
Um,
eggs. Sometimes I'd let them hatch the little duckies.
I had an egg today with 2 yolks in it. It was a nice way to.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
when you
breakfast.
when you raise your own, you almost always get double yolks. I mean, that's like really a lot. Happens a lot. Get double yolk eggs.
Ro, you're going to have a pond up there, so that would be good for to have some ducks. That would be great. Ro's got a lot of property, so
And one year I raised guinea hens, so we always had guinea hens around.
are they female peacocks or are they different?
They're different. And the reason that I raised them and we had them around is because they are hell on rattlesnakes.
Ah,
So that's why I raised them, because there was always bales of hay and stuff like that. And snakes love to get in the bales of hay. So I raised some guinea hens and they'd be running around all the time. But they will kill rattlesnakes.
oh, Ed said there's not a Cracker Barrel in Dayton. I thought he said we have one in here. Gosh. Ro, did you see that? Ed said there's not one in Dayton.
Oh, nice Sharpies.
What's Sharpie doing?
Oh, his cat brought him a half dead rat at 3 a.m.
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember my grandmother's cousin or somebody having, they called them guinea fowl. I guess it's the same thing, and they did never shut up. Never, never.
Yeah, they're kind of gray, and then they got like
Yeah.
a skinny neck and then a little bit of red on top of their head.
Yeah, just a little bitty comb. Yeah. Okay, so we've narrowed it down to we're going to be eating at the Cracker Barrel in Cleveland. We're making progress. Amazingly. Yeah, Dragon Lair, I wouldn't want to do it now. I'm like Pam, I'm going to be 65 in a few minutes. So. Oh,
Yeah,
November.
I wouldn't do it now. I loved having the chickens and stuff, but I'm too old, and by myself, I'd never be able to keep up with everything.
No. Yazzy's snoring. Oh, that's cool, Bryce. What color are they? Rhode Island Reds or Dominickers? I used to know some of the chickens from the farm. Your Brutus head's twice as big as Yazzy's whole body. Is it time to give away that last?
Yeah, we should probably give it away.
It's about 20
Give
after.
it away. Yeah, it's about time. About time to end the stream here pretty quick. Been on for a couple hours. So the card that we have left, I'll show all of them. This one, um, Colette won this one. The Merganser, common Merganser female, and Cody's son won the horse. And we have the bunny to give away now. Boy, the light shines and you can't really see them, but anyway, yeah, the bunny's the one we're going to give away now. So I'm going to write down a number for the bunny. I got to think of a number. Okay, so for the bunny, the number is between 50 and 100. I'm going to type start. Everybody gets one guess. number between 50 and 100, and you get one guess, and the person that comes closest to it without going over wins it. It does not matter where you're at in the world, they'll send it to you. And Cody's son and Colette already won one, so they are not eligible because you can only win one a night. And when I start type, pick a number. Numbers between 50 and
That's cool. Third watch. The barter.
oh, 5 dozen eggs a week. Wow.
Welcome back, Big D. $6.55. 65. Rack, how could you? A while ago, Rack was saying that I knew it, but I didn't say it. That cow killer thing is actually a wasp, a wingless wasp. I've seen a couple different things about those guys, so that's how I knew it. But he corrected that. I think I called it, or I thought you were going to say a big red ant like that, but they're not actually ants. They look like an ant, a big ant, but they're not. It's supposed to be one of the most painful stings.
Oh, ouch.
You seen that guy on YouTube that goes around and lets things bite him and sting him, and scorpions,
I don't know.
snakes?
I saw somebody let one of those killer hornets sting them, and it
That's
looked like
him.
it hurt. Yeah.
That's him. Yeah, and that's probably one of the places I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, if there's a tie, we just do a tiebreaker. So that's not a problem. Jay's crazy.
I saw my name and I thought I won.
Is everybody
Yeah.
done?
Yeah, Chevy Fish. He also said they were called velvet ants too. Rack said that too. But they're really not an ant.
Okay, I'm going to type stop.
I wonder what Jay's number is.
67. Okay, I'm going to type stop. And actually, the number that I wrote down is 67.
Ooh.
So it's a tie between Jay's crazy and Bob. So I got to write down another number for you.
Mr. Zen has 67 too.
Oh, did he? Okay.
I thought I saw 3 or 4 of them, but maybe not.
Let's see. I know Jay's crazy got 67 just right after you. And
That's all I see. Igor. That's the way I felt Igor for so many weeks. And I finally bought a couple, and then I won one. Yeah, but he said 67 both times, didn't he?
yep. And Mr. Zen, so it's Mr. Zen and Jay's crazy and Bob. So I'm going to write down another number, and you three need to guess. And whoever gets closest to it, you could be over. Whoever gets closest to it, period, wins it. So I'm going to write down another number. And the number is between, are you guys listening? It's between 75 and 100. So you three got to throw out a number. Jay's crazy, Bob, and Mr. Zen. The number is between 75 and 100. Or you can have the same number. We just do a tiebreaker. So Mr. Zen says 77. So Bob and Jay's crazy here between 75 and 100. So Jay's crazy. You gotta throw out a number. Wait for Jay's crazy to throw one out. Jay's crazy. You gotta throw out a number. Oh, you did?
It didn't come up.
It didn't come up, so do it again. Yeah, because I don't see one.
Or did he do it way up there?
Yeah, you got to throw out a number for the tiebreaker, and it's between 75 and 100. It's a tiebreaker number. Between 75 and 100. So is your number 88 or what is it? Because you typed 88. 88. Okay. So we got 89, 88, and 77. And the number's 88. So Jade's Crazy won the bunny. And you need to send me your mailing address and congratulations.
Candy, that's how it's done.
Oh, yeah, the email. Send it to me, email it to me. Email me your mailing address. Candy just got it up. So congratulations. You almost got that one, Bob.
I was over though.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. On the tiebreaker, it doesn't matter. It's just whoever's closest.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Well, I never
Okay.
won anything.
So I think that is it for tonight. So congratulations, everybody that won a card. Don't forget, send me your email. Jay's Crazy, I got the other two. And I'm going to be sending them out as soon as my truck gets back, and that might be tomorrow. Oh no, Priscilla. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming up, Bob.
Thank you, Pam. Had fun. Thanks,
And
everybody.
thank you for coming in, everybody, and good night. And yep, thank you, everybody.